Hello everybody and welcome to part 4 of my Nano Journal. Ash from the Book Network here. It is officially day 9 of the National November Writing Month Challenge. At the time of recording this, I have written 11,696 words. If I was to be on target by the end of today, and if I was strictly adhering to the 1,666 words a day quota, I would have written, or would have written, 14,994, which means I'm indebted to the challenge by more than 3,000. I'm not going to be writing 3,000 words today. That's not going to happen, but I am going to write some. So I'm going to get close. So I'm sort of on target, almost, but not quite. But I am hanging in there. I still feel good about my story. I have a few niggling doubts. Word counts. I wonder if I am starting to take them a little too seriously. When I was plotting this book back in November, I wrote down the number of chapters and then I divided that chapter number by 50,000 to see how many words I should be writing for each of those chapters. And I seem to be alarmingly slightly over, which means will I have written the 50,000 words before my story is actually over? And yet, by the time I've written 50,000 words, at the pace I'm going at the moment, that's going to be pretty much at the end of November. So what do I do at the end of November if I just haven't finished? But I have reached the word count. So yeah, I should probably not worry about that. I think I'm just going to charge through and see what happens. Because, to be honest, guys, I'm happy enough that I'm still in the game. I mean, we are at the stage now where that exciting breaking in period, that whole sort of buzz around doing something new and starting something fresh, I'd say that's definitely behind us now. This kind of, you know, the Halloween ladled excitement of the run up to Nano, and then that first week where you're getting into the routine and telling everybody you're doing it, and then, you know, you've got bonfire night, fireworks on the weekend and everything, and now the party atmosphere has fully kind of subsided back to normality, and I think this is a real pain barrier, I think. This is a stage where it takes a little bit of push to get yourself through and to motivate you to keep going. It's not necessarily a fun thing anymore, but you feel compelled to continue anyway. And the worst part, even though you're in the thick of it, like day 9 is quite a long way in, you're not even halfway yet. You know, you've got slightly less than a week to go before you're halfway. So you're in that slug where the party atmosphere's over, but there's still a long, long way to go. So if you're still there and you're still writing, fair play to you. Likewise, and this is very important, if you have already put the challenge to bed and you decided for whatever reason to call it a day, don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. You didn't fail. You didn't lose. You're not a failure. It's just a challenge. It's a bit of fun. And there's a million ways that you can pursue your dream of being a writer and do it in November without Nano. So if you're one of those people, then good for you and keep going. And I'm going to keep reminding everybody of that because, yeah. So I'm going to read an email. So obviously if you sign up to the Nano Challenge, everyone who's doing this will know this, you get regular emails from the Nano website. And this one kind of fell on my lap at just the right time. So I received this email November the 8th, so I received it yesterday. And it featured a link to the latest pep talk. So they have pep talks across the breadth of the challenge from various successful writers. And the latest one is from Kaylin Bayron. She is a author of young adult fiction. Say that with a bit more diction. And I'm just going to read out a little excerpt of this because it really helped me out. Kind of squash some of those worries about being a perfectionist and taking the first draft possibly a little bit too seriously, and trying to make everything assiduously perfect all the time. So I'm just going to read, this is about 4 paragraphs down, and she says, Nano isn't meant for you to draft a perfect manuscript. It's meant to be the vehicle for getting that first messy draft on the page. I think writers are naturally the kinds of people who want to put our best work out there. We tend to be perfectionists, tinkering with our plots and prose and characters until our editors pry the work from our carpal tunnel riddled hands. There will be a time when the work becomes precious to you in that way, but that comes a little later in the process. In the beginning, I would urge you to let all of that go. First drafts are an opportunity for you to explore your story, to follow it where the characters take you. Write it all down. Leave notes for yourself in the margins about things you'd like to explore. Use brackets to block in more complicated scenes that involve a lot of detailed descriptions. Example, fight scene here, or describe the room here, and then move on. Keep moving forward. 50,000 words in 1 month is a lot, and it's okay to acknowledge that a lot of these words won't be perfect, won't be the perfect, engaging, gripping storytelling you want it to be. That's okay. What you will have is a complete first draft that you can then shape into what your story will eventually become. Use Nano to put the words on the page and allow yourself the grace to know that a messy first draft can lead you to your best work. Happy writing. Well, that's very much what I needed to hear at just the right point. Because my first draft is messy. I plotted the story. I knew what my characters were going to be like. But I wasn't able to mentally prepare myself for how to describe things and how to weave in the plots between plots and how to craft this science fiction world that I'm building. I have this alarming sense that the entire topography of my fictional village is going to change dramatically in the space of 2 chapters, and it's kind of like an experiment for me to decide which one works best and which one feels the most authentic when read by the reader. So I'm going to crack on. No idea how much I'm going to get written today. I'm going to try and do the 1666 mark and then just kind of catch up on that little excess that I lost in the weekend, because hey, that's weekends for you, and see where I get on. So yeah, that's it. If you are out of the Nano Challenge, you have my support, and if you are in the Nano Challenge still, you have my support. Well done. Keep going. It's tricky, it's a bit of a gruel, it's hard to motivate yourself, but I don't know, that's why we do it, I guess, as slightly corny as that sounds. So let me know how your challenge is going in the comments, and I will report back to you with my journey later on this week. Have a good day. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. You can also visit thebooknetwork.co.uk and sign up to connect with the best new books and authors, receive exclusive material for your book clubs, promote your published novel, and get access to a free database of over 800 publishers so you can find the right publisher for your writing.